Hello, my little kobolds. It's me, the grand kobold, the cuddliest of kobolds, Chesh. And I'm just on here to discuss the very little patterns or the very little projects that I've finished, and well, the knitting ones that I've got right now, and what I'm working on and stuff like that. So also I wanted to talk about media, like manga, mostly manga. But yeah, the project that I finished, the only project that I finished so far this month is the Irish hiking scarf. I've still got to weave in the ends, but that's okay. The Irish hiking scarf. I forget who it's by, but it's on Ravelry, and it's a free pattern, and it is a fabulous free pattern. At first it looks really complicated to do, but once you get started and have the rhythm, it's actually real simple. It's an 8-row pattern, and yeah, basically you're making 3 cables with knit. It's just knit and purl and then making cables. Nothing too complicated. Like I said, the cables look complicated until you get into doing them, and then it's not. It seems really simple because I avoided doing cabling for a very long time. Like, I've been knitting probably close to 15 years now, and I just never did cables because I did not want to. I thought it'd be too complicated, and whenever I knit, I like simple patterns that I can just keep my hands busy. But this one was actually super fun to do, very engaging for my ADHD-addled mind, and I really enjoyed it. And I don't know if you can see on camera. You can kind of see. This yarn has flecks of color in it. It's called Loops and Threads Impeccable Tweed. They do not sell the yellow color that I have here anymore for some reason. I'm not sure why. But it does say that it's machine washable because it is an acrylic. However, I'm a little worried about the actual flecks of color coming off of this scarf as you wash it. But it is very pretty. It is a little bit not soft. It's not exactly scratchy, but it's like, it's kind of thick. But I think that's the way Aran weight is supposed to be, or worsted weight, because I've been working with the last 2 scarves. Well, the last scarf I did was Line Brand Ombre, and it's supposed to be a worsted weight, but it's actually more like a DK weight yarn. It's thinner, and I think that's why I'm not. It kind of surprised me how thick the actual worsted weighted yarn was. So yeah, and how fast it worked up. Like this took me a couple of months, and the only reason why it took me a couple of months is because I set it down for a long time. Because I started this before I moved, then I moved, and it was put away for a while. Wait, no, I didn't start this. That was the other scarf. This one actually only took me a couple months, because again, I put it down for like a long time, for a couple weeks, and didn't work on it because I got busy with doctor's appointments and things like that. But it actually works up pretty fast, and it's pretty long. What I do is normally I buy 500 to 600 yards of yarn, which with Impeccable Tweed, I believe that's 2 balls of yarn. For this one, I use 2 balls of yarn. And usually I just do 2 balls of yarn and see how long the scarf is, and then that's how long the scarf is. I don't actually measure anything. So long as it can wrap around your neck at least once, I'm okay with it, unless it's one of those triangle scarves. I'm not big on the triangle scarves. I haven't knit one because honestly I don't like the looks of it. And they're really popular right now, so every free pattern or every pattern I come across, when I search on Ravelry, it's like these triangle scarves, and I'm like, or these Sophie scarves, and I'm like, I don't like the look of it. I don't want to knit this, so I don't. For for me, just knitting rectangle scarves is good enough, and I really love doing it because it keeps my hands busy and I cannot look at it for very long. Anyway, the scarf was immensely fun. Highly recommend this pattern. I thought about knitting this pattern again, but then I found another free scarf pattern. It's called the Childress Cable Scarf Pattern. It's on Ravelry as well. And I started knitting on that. I need to fold this up before I put it down so it doesn't get all wrinkly. I actually have, I think this is the 4th or 5th scarf that I've made, the Irish Hacky scarf. The other scarves have all been the Irish moss stitch or a moss stitch or a double moss stitch. But yeah, now I'm using, once again, I'm using Line Brand Ombre because for some reason I picked up like a couple colors in it. But this one is a ombre purple, or it may be mandala. I don't know if this is, I don't think this is ombre. I think this is mandala. I don't have the tag for it. I think I have another ball with tag on it, but I don't know where it's at. This one, as you can see, is multicolored, and yeah, it's purple and like a very light purple. Now, the problem with doing cabled with this is that it's actually darker colored, so you can't see the cables as well. But I'm mostly doing it for fun because it keeps me engaged. But anyway, this is the Childress scarf. You can't really see the cables on camera. I'm going to put it up here, but basically the Childress scarf is a big cable in the middle of it, and then flanking it is 2 smaller cables. Now, one of the problems I've had with the purple mandala is that it does at the edges curl up like this, and I've not had that happen with any other yarn, and it's just this yarn that it does it on, and I don't know why, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I'm not gonna block it. I don't have anything to block it with, and it's acrylic, so you really need to use steam on it, because like hot water, like wool, with wool, you normally dip it in like warm water and then you pin it. Well, with acrylic that doesn't really work because it's plastic, so you need to steam it, and I don't have a steamer or anything that I could use like an iron to steam it, so I'm not going to do that. It's just going to go as is, which is fine. It's not curling, it's fine up here, it's just curling slightly at the bottom, so I'm not too heavily worried about it. Also, you may be wondering why I'm not in the crafting trailer doing this. That's because the crafting trailer needs repairs. And by repairs, I mean the toilet had to be completely taken out and replaced. And because it's a trailer toilet, not a regular toilet, which all campers and trailers have their own style of toilet, different from a house toilet, because obviously it'd work different because usually there's not a steady stream of water. Anyway, we had to specialty order it, and they couldn't find our house, so they sent it to the post office, so we have to go pick it up. Anyway, so the trailer's not usable right now until we have the toilet replaced. So that's why I'm not in the trailer. That's why I'm up in the loft, which is kind of messy, and that's because it's for storage, so don't at me. But yeah, there are a couple other projects that aren't knitting that I'm working on. So, sorry, I did bend down to get this because I didn't put it up on my desk for some reason. So, I'm working on these granny squares. They're cotton. They're Premier 24/7 cotton, I think, because it was the only cheaper cotton that I could find that was worsted weight, and I trust Premier yarns to give me good quality yarn because I shop at them a lot. Anyway, cotton yarn, except for the white. The white is Premier DK anti-peeling, because at the time I forgot to order white and I was like, I wanted to just get started on this project. So this project is, I've got about 13 of these. I need more of them, but the project is I'm going to buy blank tote bags, and I'm going to make covering out of granny squares to cover the blank tote bag, and just sew the blank tote bag into this instead of making a fabric sewing a fabric inside the thing. That's because I don't have a sewing machine. I'd have to sew it by hand, and why do that whenever there's pre-made tote bags that you can just make a cover for and sew it in there. So I actually saw someone on Reddit do this. Cannot remember their username because this was a while ago, but I saw him do it and I was like, that's genius, I need to do that. And I'd already decided that I wanted to make crochet bags for the women in my family for Christmas. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with that. I also have I have 2 blankets that I'm making. I don't have them with me. I believe they're in the crafting trailer. That I'm crocheting out of one's Premier puzzle or something like that, and it's like bulky. I don't think I'll get it done in time. I think I'll get the bags done in time, but not the blankets. So yeah, we'll see, because I'm also let me take a drink here. I'm also planning a commitment ceremony for December, and I'm flying in to my family to have this commitment ceremony. So, because I live like a 3-day drive away from my family in an airplane, which airplane tickets are really expensive now, and you need your real ID to fly now. It's like, I don't quite understand why we need a real ID. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. That's not what this video is for. But yeah, I also am hand sewing a baby quilt, which is in the crafting trailer. I know for a fact is in the crafting trailer. I do not have it with me, so I cannot show you. I'll put a picture up here of one of the quilting blocks that I did. It's quilt as you go. They're hexagons. You can do them in brick form and in square form as well. Well, I think you can do them in any shape as long as you can get lining around them. But basically what you do is you cut out one size of how big you want your front piece to be. Then you cut out the batting the same size as your front piece, and then your back piece needs to be about 2 times or 3 times bigger than your front piece, because you're actually going to, when you do the quilt as you go, you use the backing for the edging, for the, I forget what it's called now, but for the edging, you roll it once and then you roll it on top of your front piece and then you sew it like that. So you need the back piece to be larger than your front piece. It's quite fun hand sewing. I put the project down once my crafting trailer needed to be repaired, so I haven't worked on it in a while. I need to work on it though, because I want to have it done by Christmas. This is for my baby niece. She hasn't been born yet, but she was supposed to be born in June or July, I forget which. But yeah, I will not be seeing them because they live in my home state and I'm far away from my home state, as I said. So I will not be seeing the baby until after it's born, near Christmas. So, but that's kind of lucky for me because I haven't got anything done on the quilt. Maybe next year by the time I get it done. Because again, I'm hand sewing, which quilting as you go is usually hand sewing. So yeah. Sorry about the cut there. My camera died and I needed to charge it. Anyway, I was talking about, so yeah. So I'm also doing a English paper piecing quilt, which I also do not have. It's also in the trailer. It's quite fun as well. Just something I do when I need something to sew but don't want to do anything complicated, because it's just sewing fabric around hexagons and then sewing the hexagons together. I do need more fabric for it because I definitely do not have enough hexagons to make what I want to make out of it. I'm thinking about a lap blanket out of it or something like that, or a tablecloth or something. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, or a backing, or like a Afghan quilt for the back of the seat that I sit in the crafting trailer. Yeah, I don't know yet. Maybe it'll just be a wall hanging. But yeah, I've been doing that. and so far everything's been going good with that. But those are basically all the projects I have going on right now. I try and keep my whips low because I get too overwhelmed. So I'm trying to figure that out. I also bought some yarn for some projects that I'm no longer going to do, so I have to figure out what to do with that yarn. I'm not quite sure what to do with it. We'll figure it out because it's DK weight and it's worsted weight. I could turn them into a scarf. I tried doing that. I don't really like the way that the yarn drapes for a scarf. So I don't know. I may do another, they're like pastel colors, but there's not enough to make a full scarf of any of the colors except for white, and I don't want a white scarf. Because this is not like an off-white, this is like a pure white, and I don't want a pure white for a scarf. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see. But now that I'm done talking about my projects, let's talk about a little bit about what manga and books I've been reading. I've quite the collection. Like, I have a full collection of Yu-Gi-Oh manga. Not GX, not any of that. I have the original Yu-Gi-Oh. I have the full collection, and I've already read it, so I haven't been reading that, but I just want to let you know that I have it because it's my baby. But yeah, I've been reading, one of the ones that I've been reading is Why Ranella Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. I've actually read all of this online because it is a web comic that you can read online. And I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to start collecting it. Basically, it starts off as like a mystery romance, and then it turns into like a fluffy romance piece. And it's really nice. Like, most of the manga is like this mystery manga, and then with some with romance in it. And then it turns into a fluffy romance after the mystery has been solved and done with, which is not a lot of the manga. Most of it is mystery. So if you're looking for a reincarnated or transmigrated heroine and mystery, this is a really good one. Now, I will say that webcomics turned into manga is more expensive than regular manga is. This one right here, I'm looking at the back of it, this one right here was $20. And I don't know, unless you're a big fan of it, I would just read it online. I'm a big fan of it, so I'm collecting it. And I'm reading it as I collect it. So yeah, it's really good. The next one that I was really surprised, I picked up this one, Mashal Magic and Muscles, which it was really popular a while ago. It is an anime. Obviously, it started off as manga. And I have volume 1, and I just picked it up out of curiosity. It was $10 at the time. Actually, it was less than that because I believe I got it at Books A Million and they were having a sale. And it's actually really good. I thought I wouldn't like it as well as I did, but I'm really excited to read the next manga. I'm not going to be buying the second one for a while because I want to collect other manga like Savior's Book Cafe, I believe it's called, is one I want to collect, and they're kind of hard to find. But yeah, this one is like, it's like Harry Potter meets One Punch Man. The art style, I don't know if it's the same artist, but it's very reminiscent of not the original One Punch, but the other one, the One Punch manga, because One Punch started off as just a webcomic with very loose and basic art style, and then it turned into a manga, and then it turned into the anime. What I'm talking about is the manga part of it, and the art style is really reminiscent of it. It's very goofy, and it's very fast paced. Like, things move like that. There is no lull in the story. There is like, story goes whoop. You're in it when you're reading it, and I enjoy that with my ADHD. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm not going to give away any hints about it, but basically it's about a boy who enrolls in magic school, but he has no magic. He just has his muscles and gets away with that. So Very nice. Very surprised with this. The next one in this batch is My Next Life as a Villainess, and this is a side story. I actually want to collect the My Next Life as a Villainess original manga because I read the webcomic and I really enjoyed it. Well, I don't know if it's a webcomic. It may have always been a manga. Anyway, it's another reincarnation story. As you may tell, I'm big into them. Basically, the main character is reincarnated, and her nickname is Bakarina by the fans because she's kind of dumb and airheaded, which I can relate to. But things go over her head a lot that she doesn't notice. But this one's a really nice side story about just the girls. And I got it because I just really loved it and wanted it. So yeah. Another one that I hadn't heard of, that is A Man and His Cat. I have never heard of this manga, but I saw it. I can't remember if it was Barnes & Nobles or Books A Million, but I saw it and I was like, I need this. So I picked it up, and it is just a delightful story about an older man who adopts a kind of uggo cat that nobody else wants. I don't think he's particularly ugly. It's implied that he's like a Persian mix because he has a flat face. It's implied. The artwork doesn't really, just looks like a normal cat to me, the artwork. Kind of stylized cat, basically. But yeah, I've got several. This one is the 9th one in the series. I've got all the way up, I forget how much that I have. But yeah, this one's just a delightful little story. And it's so cute with like a lot of good feelings and stuff like that. And I just really enjoy it. It's really fluffy, and there are some sad moments in it because the guy, his wife passed away and he's all alone until he gets his cat. And the cat calls him Meowdy. Obviously the humans can't understand him, but like they have several blocks where he's talking to himself and he says Meowdy instead of like daddy or father. It's Meowdy. And it's so adorable. So cute. I love this so much. And speaking of reincarnation, the villainess flips the hourglass. This one is not a transmigration. This is she goes back in time. And I've read the full webcomic, so I'm just collecting the books to reread it and have the books. It's a good revenge story. It's okay. I enjoy it enough to collect it because I love a good revenge story, plus love story. Yeah, and the artwork's really beautiful as well inside. Basically, this woman gets reincarnated. Not reincarnated, she goes back in time because she's executed by her sister, who everybody loves but turns out to be a wicked woman. Anyway, she gets revenge on her family for executing her and stuff like that. So it's really good one to have. And book-wise, I've been reading Overlord. I know, it's so vastly different from the other stuff that I've shown, but I really like the Overlord anime and the Overlord manga. I believe the manga got canceled though, or something like that. But I really enjoy it. And so I thought I might as well read the novel, which Overlord, if you don't know, started off as a web novel. Very popular one, apparently. And the author started this web novel because he wanted to play D&D, but none of his friends would play with him. So he just created a novel instead. Which, I get you, dude. It's really hard to find people to play D&D with sometimes. I get you. I haven't gotten far in it. I haven't even finished chapter 1 because I just started it. But so far so good. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a web novel. it's not going to be like, well, I shouldn't say that. Some web novels are really great. But I don't have high expectations of it as like an actual novel, which leaves it to surprise me. And I'm really looking forward to that. I also have been collecting What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Also a web comic that I have read all of and enjoyed thoroughly, so I'm collecting all of it. I have all of them but the 5th book. For some reason the 5th book got lost when I moved, and I don't know where it's at, so I need to buy a replacement of it. But yeah, I've been collecting that, and that's about it. I haven't really been reading that much. I do have Snowed In at the Cat Cafe that I've been reading, and so far it's been really good, but that one's a Kindle book, so I don't have a physical copy of it. I'm thinking about buying a physical copy of it because so far I've really liked it, and want to read more of it, but I don't use my tablet a lot. It'd be easier just to have a physical copy for me. That's the way I do it. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to? Comment down below. And if you like this video, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, my little kobolds.